title?
Deborah Cannibal, owner operator of Epic Diving.
Vincent Cannibal, Deborah's husband, and also from Epic Diving.
I want to talk about a happy story that just happened with you guys last week, that you both teamed up to rescue a dusky shark. Well, first, let's help people understand, what is a dusky shark? What's its characteristics?
A dusky is another pelagic shark that really roams through the open oceans in search of its next meal. They look pretty similar to a reef shark. Their head structure is a bit different. They're very slender, but constantly moving and cruising around, scouring the open oceans.
And Debbie, tell me about this particular shark.
Well, he came in on our first dive and he had a rope. We can show you the rope. We saved the rope actually, and it was deeply embedded in his skin. You could actually see like the white flesh wound and everything, and it was holding down his pectoral fin. And he was also very skinny and looked like he hadn't had a meal in quite some time.
As soon as he passed by, I got my hand on the rope, and it took a little effort because it was really stuck in there. Fortunately, there was a small bit of slack, and my fear was that once I grabbed onto it, he was going to freak out and I wouldn't really have a good chance. But as soon as I got my hand around it, he did seem to come to a stop and just let me work on it. And I had a pair of trauma shears, from my other job.
Wait, I'm going to pause you because, what you just said is pretty fantastic and probably hard for most people to picture. A shark came to a pause and basically cooperated with you.
I think the animal, was obviously very bothered by it. I think it had really affected the animal. It had obviously been on there a long time to have caused the wound that it did. It seemed that the shark was growing as that was around him, and it was just causing it to get tighter and tighter. And I don't know if, he thought there was that we were going to try to remove it, or maybe the fact that I got it lifted out of his skin a little bit, he felt a bit of relief and then just let us finish the job.
Tell me about the actual removal process.
It just shockingly wasn't that difficult. Those trauma shears went through that rope in one swipe. And it was a good, safe way to do it. I didn't have to cut or saw. I got the scissors underneath it, so the animal felt nothing at all. Lifted the rope away, one cut, and it came free. And as I did that, as I cut it, the shark actually did a roll and basically unwrapped himself from the rope. And after that, we had a few more hours with the shark. He was a different shark. He came a lot closer. He was interactive with all the divers that were in the water. It was a pretty remarkable experience.
So I know it's completely different, but it makes me think of the whale rescue stories. Yeah. Is it ridiculous for me to want to give a shark that much credit to where it understands it's being helped, or would even show appreciation like they say whales do afterwards?
I don't think so.
It's not ridiculous.
It's hard to say because maybe a scientist or someone looking on the outside would think we're crazy, but being in the water with the animal, and you can even ask Amanda about it, being in the water with the animal, that animal just, it did really just...
It was a feeling.
It was a feeling, and it was just, really did kind of stop, and it was just, it was right in Amanda's face. He was right on the side of it, and then it just stayed still, and then it just did like a perfect roll out, and then right after the roll, it just came, and it hung by Vinny a little bit more than anyone else, which I thought that was interesting. Again, it's not like a scientific proof of having...
Sure.
Without trying to give it, human emotion, I think at even a more simplistic level, we know they visit cleaning stations. We know that they hover around and let other animals help clean parasites and things off of it. I think the shark recognized that it was, something was being removed that was bothering it.
Epic Diving, saving sharks through ecotourism and hands-on rescues. Thanks, guys.